Good evening, children. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Dear children, now we have to start the new topic, that is how do organisms reproduce. Dear children, first we have to know what is reproduction. It is a process of formation of new individual of a species from the pre-existing ones. It is also defined as process by which living organisms produce young ones of their own species. There are various types of reproduction. Dear children, they are mainly of two types. The first one is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. Today we will discuss the asexual reproduction. Dear children, in class 7th we have discussed the asexual reproduction in plant. Now we have to know what is asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, a single parent is split or give rise to buds or fragments to produce two or more young ones which are identical to their parents in hereditary traits. That means they are very similar to their parent, because here only one parent is required. There is no fusion of gamete take place, so they are identical to their parent. Now we have to see what are the characteristics of asexual reproduction. Dear children, we will learn one by one. The first one is a single parent is involved in asexual reproduction. Gametes are not formed. That means there is no male and female gamete. Third, no fertilization take place. Fourth, only mitotic cell division take place. Mitosis, cell division, only increase the size of organism. Then fifth one, daughter organisms are genetically identical to their parent because there is no fertilization take place. And the sixth one, multiplication of cell occur rapidly. Then now we have to discuss what are the various modes of asexual reproduction. The first one is fission. There are two types of fission, binary fission and multiple fission. See, first we have to see binary fission. In this process, the unicellular organisms such as bacteria and protozoa simply split into two equal halves during cell division. Splitting of organism into two is called binary fission. Dear children, see the figure. In the first figure, it is parent amoeba. Then see the second figure, the elongation of nucleus take place. See in the third figure, you can easily see the division of nucleus into two. After that, the cell divided into two daughter cell. This type of splitting into two is called the binary fission. Then the next one is multiple fission. In some single cell organisms, multiple fission take place in which a parent cell divided into many daughter cells. Example, Plasmodium. Dear children, see here. The Plasmodium cover itself in the protective covering that is called the cyst. When the favorable condition comes, the cell divided into many and the cysts break down and large number of Plasmodium come out from the cyst. That means from a single cell many daughter cells are produced, and this type of division is called the multiple fission. Then the next one is the fragmentation. In this process, the organism simply break up into smaller pieces upon maturation or accidentally, and these pieces or the fragment grow into new individual. Example, Spirogyra. Dear children, see here fragmentation in the Spirogyra. The body of Spirogyra divided into two, or it can be divided into many pieces, and each pieces can develop into the new Spirogyra. Then the next one is the regeneration. When an organism loses a body part, it can grow again if the lost part contains enough genetic information from the parent. It can generate into an entirely new organism, and this is called the regeneration. Example, Spirogyra, and you can also see the planaria. Look at here, the body of planaria divided into two half. See, in the first part the tail portion is not there, and in the second part you can see the head portion is not there, but it has a capacity of regeneration, so the remaining part can easily develop or regenerate, therefore it can grow into full body. Then the next one is the budding. Dear children, in this process a daughter organism is formed from a small projection of bud arising from the parent body. Bud is an outgrowth due to repeated cell division at a particular site, which grows externally on the surface of the body. See the example, Hydra, you have learned in class 8 also. Dear children, look at the figure. See, first figure, it is the parent Hydra. Then in the second figure you can see a developing bud appear, and in the third figure the size of bud increases, and in the fourth figure it detached from the parent body and new Hydra is formed. In this way, through the budding also a parent can give the new young ones. Then the next one is the vegetative propagation. Dear children, flower is the reproductive part of the plant. Other than the flower, that means flower produce the fruit and the seed, and seed help in the germination of new plant. Other than the seed, also we can develop the plant through root, stem and leaves. Then this type of reproduction is called vegetative propagation. Dear children, Arbi can be grown through the root. Sugarcane, rose, onion bulb can grow through stem. Then through the leaves also bryophyllum can be developed. Look at the various figure here. The first figure is of ginger. Here it is the underground stem, and through this stem the new young ones can be produced. Then the second one is the figure of bryophyllum. Here from the leaves also new plant can be produced. See the third one, it is the figure of rose. It can be developed from the stem. Then see the fourth figure, it is the bulb of onion. Onion can be produced through seed as well as onion bulb. Then dear children, now we have to see what are the benefits of vegetative propagation. See the first benefit, plant raised by vegetative propagation can bear flowers and fruit earlier than those produced from the seeds. It takes very less time. Second one, it makes possible the propagation of plants such as banana, orange, rose and jasmine that have lost the capacity to produce seed. Orange can also be produced by the seed. Then the third one, all plants produced are genetically similar enough to the parent plant to have all its characteristics. Then the next method is the spore formation. In this process, spores take part in asexual reproduction. The tiny bulb on stick structure which are involved in the reproduction are formed inside a special cell sac that is called sporangium in the rhizopus and conidia in penicillium. In this way, we can understand the asexual reproduction. In the next video, we will discuss the sexual reproduction. Thank you.